was like to win the Broyles Award. What was it for you? What was it like for you to give him that award?
It was probably a little more. It's just more special. Is that correct? English?
That's
You
good.
guys all writers.
It's just us.
It was pretty special, just because just the anticipation for what he was going to experience, and just one, he and was so deserving, and then two, just for he and his wife, just a special moment in his career, to be able to represent Clemson and their offense and the rest of their coaches. It's it's a pretty humbling experience, very flattering, and certainly well deserved. But as much as anything, very special. And then as I'm sitting there, really literally 15 seconds before they were going to announce, I'm sitting there for the first time. I was thinking, wait a minute, I don't know if they're going to be able to give it to another Clemson guy. I just won it. This might be the setup of all setups. He's here, but I don't know if they were going to be able to really vote him in, because I'm sure that subconsciously that came across people's mind. I really thought, he may not be able to win it because of that. And I was certainly hopeful that that wasn't going to be the case. And so, pretty cool moment.
The defensive line got a lot of accolades with All-American teams and things like that, but their dominance and what they've been able to do, how's that opened it up for the other guys to be able to make plays, the linebackers and the guys?
Yeah, I think, again, collectively, as the season had gone on, we developed a great identity, and I thought we played a good part of the year with strong discipline, and that comes at all three levels. Everybody benefits when their teammates are doing things well, and some of the times it shows up in the stat sheet and some of it doesn't, but you always say it does start up front, and those guys have been active and disruptive virtually all year, and it's the same group of guys that come every day, year round, ready to work. They like to practice and like to work, so it's great for them to get some recognition. That doesn't do a whole lot for us on the field, but I think their success and notoriety is, again, a reflection of not only them but their teammates too, putting in a lot of hard work.
Brent, is Alabama vastly different from what you guys saw last year and maybe in the year before?
In some ways different. There's new wrinkles, in some ways not. They're another year of maturity, and they're big, they're strong, they're fast. The backs are big time, and they've got more receivers in their arsenal now. And Ridley is just a year older and really, really good. And they're doing a great job giving the ball to their playmakers. And the quarterback is playing really, really well again.
Coach, speaking of the depth that you guys have built this year, and you're coming into this little break you had, you got guys coming out fresh, guys like Jamie Skalski, Albert Huggins, Pinckney, and the guys in the DBs, you were able to roll them in and out late in the season. How's that going to benefit you going into this?
Yeah, I really think that, especially at safety and linebacker, where there's a bunch of guys, and Albert has come along, and so's Niles. Still don't feel like we were real deep. But I do feel like we have developed some quality depth in the secondary and again at linebacker, and that's going to really, again, we got, how many seniors have we got back there? We got corner, Marcus and Ryan, and then Dorian. So those are the only three guys that you're losing out of that back seven. So it's helped us up through this point. I think it showed up again in the Miami game. And again, guys like Isaiah and Kayvon, and again Anthony and Trayvon and Eight have really been able to benefit. And again, guys like Skalski and Chad, JD is every time he's played really, really well. And so pleased with all of their progression. AJ Terrell. I guess we'll say AJ, help me out there.
When you look at going against your third different offensive coordinator at Alabama in as many years, are they similar in their tendencies? Like, what are the biggest?
I don't know about tendencies. I mean, everybody has their own flavor, but the players are all very talented. They've got very good schemes that put them in competitively, advantageous position. They do a good job in protection. They do a great job in the run game. The quarterback, they've got designed runs, a little bit more designed runs for as well. They're doing a great job at dividing the defense and make you really play disciplined football. And then at any time they can max protect and take shots with as good as there is in the country receivers. So again, an excellent old line that knows how to protect, well coached, and again, the quarterback that's a year older. He was the SEC Offensive Player of the Year a year ago, not Freshman of the Year. He's a Player of the Year, and he's just got another year of maturity and got him right back in the playoff again for the third straight year.
Coach, you look at the stats, and Calvin Ridley controls, I think it's 35% of the team's receiving yards. But what have you seen on tape from some of the guys without Ridley on the back of their jersey?
Yeah, they've got a bunch of great players. Start with their running backs. They're a nightmare, 34, 9, and 8. And then the quarterback has a run or two. But they're getting the ball with the backs, both the run game and the passing game, doing a great job with that. And then they've got some great young receivers that are, again, incredibly dangerous, fast, athletic, long, got great ball skills. And, they're deep there. They've recruited a number of guys at top 3, top 4 in the country at receiver over the last 4 years. And they're all over their roster. So they got guys that can run and catch it and know what to do when they get the ball.
How big is it to get Trey Lamar back, to have that bigger body at back and knowing what you're facing against the run game?
Yeah, I mean, again, I know they've had some injuries, and we've had a bunch of them too at all 3 levels all year. And so, it's great to get him back. Another experienced guy with a big body that can run, and it's tough to handle, at the point of attack. So it's good.
Talked about not feeling like you have a lot of depth, especially along the defensive line. How big is bowl practice to develop that depth and get guys ready for not only?
Yeah, it's critical. It's critical. You're right. And moving forward, it'll be it's huge. And to get those guys a bunch of fundamental work, you can slow things down and coach them through some schemes and the whys and the hows. And but as much as anything, the fundamentals, they're going to get a ton of fundamental work, and that's critical to the foundation, and their success. Their futures.
Brent, you mentioned the moment handing Tony that trophy. What does that say about the consistency that you guys have been able to build? I mean, you're all in place. You've been in place for a while. You know each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that lead to moments like this where you guys are preparing to chase another national championship?
Well, again, Coach Sweeney's done a great job, obviously, of setting the temperature of the program, the philosophy, the vision. And then he's done a tremendous job of selling that to the players and the staff, and surrounding himself with ambitious, like-minded people that are team-oriented, that believe in again, the vision and the philosophy, and that work hard at supporting it and implementing it and holding guys to that standard. I think it says as much as that, and I think consistency, the continuity helps in that consistency. And so that you're not having to start over and reinstall, with the new staff. But Coach Sweeney he is as relentless as anybody I've been around in regards at holding people accountable to the standard, the vision, whatever benchmarks that we put in our program for our players and coaches to adhere to. He does a great job of. Because it's easy to kind of drift out of your lane every once in a while. And especially if sometimes you have continuity where guys get too comfortable. He does a great job not allowing us to get comfortable. I love that. And sometimes it's hard, structure, accountability, discipline. But I think any successful organization, business at every level thrives when there is that accountability. And then again, you have to have enough, where guys that are willing to check their ego at the door and be great team guys, and that's how you get stuff done.
Did you worry at all? Like, I know how well you worked with Chad when he was here. Did you worry at all when Chad leaves and Coach is hiring 2 young guys who haven't really had that experience before? Did you wonder whether that was the right move, or did you know that because
they're very talented, innovative, incredibly intelligent. Some of the best coaches out there. One of the prerequisites with most of them is just their intelligence and they being good teachers. know how to motivate and then be able to strategize. Sometimes that's overrated, sometimes it's not. But these guys are smart guys that were integral parts of the success that we had while Chad was here as well. And then they've all added their own flavor. There's a whole team of them over there, including Coach Sweeney. So I'm not surprised one bit.
Coach, sorry if you've been asked this, but your first thoughts when you saw Alabama, given the way the last 2 games have gone, was it kind of like, oh my God, again, I can't believe this is happening? And what is it like game planning?
At the end of the game last year?
No. When you saw them pop up as your opponent this year.
Yeah.
And then your thoughts of game planning for their offense, differences, and certainly facing a guy like Hurts again.
I'm not going to tell you what I really thought, all right? But it was like, hey man, it's like you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I think for the most of the year, 99% of the year, they are at number 1 and well deserved. Had another incredible year. They lost some guys, but they've recruited better than anybody. I don't know anybody in college football that's recruited better than them. So it's a great challenge, but one that's easy to get our guys excited for. They have more respect from Alabama than anybody, and because they've had to line up against them. And you're not going to out trick these guys. You got to play physical. You got to play with great fundamentals. You got to play with incredible effort and passion. But the physical and the mental toughness that they make you play with in all 3 phases of the game is why you play the game and you coach the game. And but again, if you want a chance to win a national championship, you're gonna play great football teams and great players. And so hopefully, by the time the game gets around here, we'll be ready to play. And I know our guys are really excited about the opportunity, though.
Coach Sweeney told us a couple days ago that too much time for a coach is never a good thing.
Yeah.
What are the challenges of having so much time before you play, and how do you keep yourself?
He does a great job of our structure of practice. We're not spending, 80% of our practice or even 70% of our practice preparing for Alabama. We're working on fundamentals, working on good, and just trying to get better and stay in good shape, stay sharp with our foundation. And so he does a great job of letting our guys where more is not better, and letting our guys have a little bit of time, have some fun, but you got to get them ready to play too. And so you still got to be physical. You still got to practice with great intensity and physical toughness. And so he does again a tremendous job of just having that balance. And I think our track record in the postseason is a reflection of that.
Is it different this year having to face Alabama as opposed to you had 6